If everybody could please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I know we've had a lot of meetings lately, but we're really working hard trying to get this right for everybody in the community. So we're going to start with a COVID-19 update from Dr. Macera, and then we have the budget adoption from Ms. Laughlin.
Thank you, George. Yeah, we're just, we're carrying through, obviously, doing all the things we've been doing, following through on a distance learning plan, following through with our meals delivery. And, I think, again, meeting with the teachers every Monday morning, we put in place plans to work on getting the buildings cleared out. Now that we know we're out for the entire year, we're asking, the buildings are asking the students and teachers to get the classrooms ready. Because of the situation, there are obviously some protocols we have to follow for cleaning that are a little bit different, which will involve taking a little bit more time and having just cleaning differently with less staff. So we're going to need a little more time on that. So we're looking to facilitate getting our buildings summer cleaning started a little bit earlier this year. But in terms of the distance learning, our teachers are continuing to do just wonderful work. They are continuing to experiment with the technologies, and I think just getting better at it at every turn. I think it has been a true spirit of cooperation, as we've discussed before, and we're very pleased and thankful, very grateful for the efforts of our teachers, and certainly our administrative team, who's working very hard to try to support us as well. So that being said, the primary focus of today's meeting, we've spent considerable time over the past week trying to come up with a budget in a very extraordinary circumstance. So the board has been fantastic in terms of, and I can't thank you enough, because you've taken your responsibility so seriously. We have been meeting on a weekly basis as the Board of Education to make sure that you're fully informed, that you understand all the intricacies of the budget process under these new circumstances. So I thank you to the board for your efforts in really coming together and working through the challenges that we've faced to put together what I would say is under the circumstances, with a lot of unknowns out there, a very responsible budget that allows us to maintain the integrity of the wonderful programs that we put in place, but yet, strategically, not come out there with a cleaver, but more like a scalpel, to take out the things that we could take out without impacting what we're offering to children. So I would defer to Ms. Laughlin right now, and we will present, as a follow-up to the meeting we had on Friday for the community, which I did, very purposely push the link to that meeting out to the entire school community earlier today around 12 noon, because I really wanted people, and that went out to everyone. I wanted people to be able to see what that meeting on Friday looked like, because I think we presented some very important information, and we spoke very specifically about some of the things we were doing. But I think today's meeting, is about looking at, well, what does the budget look like, and why are we feeling like this is something that is a positive for us moving forward. And I think the emphasis has to be on that. We've done everything we could to make sure that the program that we're offering is still going to be one that we can be proud of, and our kids are going to have the same opportunities that they've had in previous years. So most importantly, that's to me, the biggest budget goal is balancing that with, under these circumstances, putting it out to a community, and a community recognizing that it's at a cost that they can afford, given the circumstances. So, Carrie, if I could toss it over to you, and we can go through your final budget presentation, and talk about what what we'd like to recommend as a budget for adoption.
Yep, Bill, if I could share my screen.
All right, send it over.
I got it. So this is budget workshop number 8. It is the final formal budget workshop for the adoption, and next week would be the budget hearing, and then we'll go on to the vote. So the goals that we started this process with back in January was board goals that they had set for us in the beginning of the school year, and they were to stay within the tax cap, which we achieved. The tax cap is 1.65%, and we are there. Our budget to budget increase should be no more than 2%. We've achieved that as well. Our budget to budget is 0.93%. We had to reduce applied fund balance by $100,000. We did not achieve that due to the revenue shortfalls we started seeing coming through this year through the process. We had to maintain current programs, which we did achieve, and maintain that our current fiscal stress is no designation from the New York State Comptroller. And we believe we've achieved that as well in this budget, as well as the next. So for the budget planning process, as we discussed on Friday night, what we're looking at is an unconventional educational model. We're not sure what the education looks like next year, and we're trying to plan for something that we don't know. So what we're doing is we're going off of what we do know right now, and how do we make the budget work for next year, given a traditional school year, even though we've been tasked to reinvent what that might look like. So what this budget is at this point, it's an approved spending level that the district cannot exceed. We can never overspend our budget. So what we're asking the board and the community to do is approve a spending level of $44 million. And we do anticipate some cost shifts occurring. So what our plan is that we put forth throughout this budget process may change a little bit, but the dollar spend will not change. So this is just what we're looking at for revenue at this point in time. As we discussed Friday, we were hoping to have updated state aid numbers on Friday, and we were told we would have them today on the 19th. And we said, okay, that's good timing because we're going to adopt our budget anyway. However, that still has not occurred. We still have not received any changes in state aid. So we're going with what we know based on the runs that we received on April 1st. And moving forward with that at this point in time. So our tax levy is at the cap. Our state aid is what the governor has given us on April 1st. Our tuition revenue is down, as we've discussed in the past. Appropriated fund balance is flat. We did increase appropriated reserves. Those are coming from TRS, ERS, and unemployment to help offset some costs for next year. And then we just have some categories of miscellaneous revenue that we see throughout the year from students that attend private schools that we bill out other schools for. We have interest earnings. We have some fees for lost textbooks or lost computers or what might not be there. Our E-rate revenue. We receive some funding back from the county on certain things. So all those combined is about $630. So this is our proposed expenditures in various categories that we keep looking at. So you can see the largest category going increase is our BOCES as well as our benefits. The BOCES more so is some tuition costs for students that we send out of district for educational purposes that we cannot meet their needs in district on. So it's just an overall categories. $44,511,736 is the budget that we are looking for next year. And again, as I said, it is a 0.93% budget to budget increase from what we're working in the current year. So the superintendent is recommending tonight to the board, if you've seen on the agenda, the $44,511,736,000. The proposed levy is 1.65, which is right at our max levy that's been reported to the State Comptroller's office. So in addition, if you've been following our presentations and our conversations, back in December, the Board of Education approved the contract with the energy performance work to start taking place. We're hoping for next year. Once that occurs, we do get some building aid, but it's at the minimum level of building aid. If we have voter approval to do this project on top of what the board has already approved, we actually could receive additional 10% of building aid, which would result in about $600,000 more in state aid on this project alone. That would just be straight revenue to the district. So with the project going forward, the way that the numbers work is we will have to borrow money in order to pay for the project, but the savings that we see on our utility side as a result of the work getting done will offset that payment to do the work. So then any of the additional building aid is just pure profit to the school district in the future years. So just some dates to remember. Like I mentioned earlier, the budget hearing is May 27th. That's next Wednesday at 7:30. It will be virtually as well. And then the annual budget vote is absentee ballots only on June 9th. We are working on getting those ballots out, hopefully the first week of June. Our goal is June 1st, June 2nd to get them in the mail. They will be sent to every registered voter within the community, and a prepaid postage envelope will be in that with the ballot so that you can send it back. You don't have to worry about getting postage on it or anything. Just send it right back to district clerk, and they have to be received by 5 p.m. on June 9th. Does the board have any questions?
I do not, Carrie.
No.
Nope, I don't have any.
Nope. Good. Thanks.
Thank
Carrie.
you.
Okay.
Thank you. So that brings us to questions and comments regarding tonight's agenda. So if you want to speak or have letters to the board regarding topics that are included on this agenda, just hit that raise hand function and Bill will get to you. There will be time at the end for any other questions, but this is just for what's on the agenda. Bill?
Okay.
Looks like we're good. Did we lose Bill?
I made a vote. I don't see any hands being raised over there, so I think.
Yeah,
we might
me neither.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Yes.
Yep, we got you now, Bill.
Nope, no hands.
Okay, great. Thank you. Motion to adopt the minutes of the regular meeting of May 6, 2020, and the special meeting of May 13th, 2020. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion
Yes.
carries unanimously. Take it away, Pat.
Be it resolved, a motion to approve the consent agenda. Asterisk agenda items are consent agenda items. Consent agenda items are approved via a single vote unless they are removed from being a consent item prior to the vote.
Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
Josh, did you vote?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Motion carries unanimously. Pat, we're all the way down now to number 17, miscellaneous
Okay.
section.
Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education approves the corrective action plan, December risk assessment 2019 as presented to the board.
Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
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 Motion carries unanimously. Okay, this is questions and comments from the community. Members of the public who desire to address or question the board on any topic related to board work are welcome. Again, just use that raise hand feature and Bill will let us know. I hope. Bill.
Now I'm here. Nobody yet.
Okay. Yeah, your audio is a little weird tonight, Bill.
Is that
A little bit in
better?
and out. Yeah. Yeah. No hands?
No hands.
Okay. So dates to remember, the next Board of Education meeting will be on June 17th, 2020 at 7:30 p.m. At the district office, but more than likely on Zoom. So we appreciate everybody coming out again tonight. As I said, I know we've had quite a few meetings lately, and we do appreciate every time the community comes on to hear what we have to say and to participate in the questions and comments section. So thank you very much for that. Dr. Massera, you have anything before we wrap up?
Just our budget hearing for next Wednesday,
Yeah, we have a budget hearing at 7:30 on Wednesday.
Yes.
7:30.
That's the 27th, right?
Correct.
So that'll be at 7:30. There'll be a Zoom code and password going out for that as well. So we're done, right?
We are.
Okay. So motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.